In the topsy-turvy world of Major League Baseball, the Angels and the Rangers are tied for first place. Well, the Astros may have something to say about that this weekend as they bring home a very hot Mauricio Dubon, Corey Julks, and Alex Bregman. Let's talk about this and how we're going to defeat the Rangers on Locked On Astros right now.
Alvarez hits a high drive center field. Vierling's back. This game is turned upside down. There's the runner. Fly ball down the right field line. Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talks Astros. Find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Brett, where can you find you at?
They can find me on pause at H-Town Wheelhouse. They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter and Instagram. They can find me at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive. I'm excited about this home series. Always Stros.
All right, guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Become an everydayer. Be one of those people that tunes in to Locked On Astros on YouTube. Go and subscribe to us. Go give us a big fat thumbs up and go and make us your first listen everydayers on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Check out the Locked On Astros podcast and tell a friend and help us convert somebody else to become another everydayer. So looking at what the series coming up, this episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. That's a guarantee. So definitely the Astros had this nice little promotion where you could buy 5 games for $30. That promotion ended today at noon. I don't know if you purchased any, but I did not purchase any. It's during the week where I cannot go to a baseball game, unfortunately. But that's a good way to get fans to go to the game. And I think they said they released some more like standing room only seats. So I don't know where the seats are, but that's still a good deal. That's if you're one of those people that can't normally go to a game, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got like section 422, row 6. I got it's basically 4 games this week. You know, it's Sunday, Monday through Wednesday with all the Blue Jays games, which is cool. And then the final game is Sunday Night Baseball versus the Phillies on April 30th. So I'm pretty excited about that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to some Astros games this weekend. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. You know, Eric, the Astros are 6-7, and you know they were 6-7 after 13 games the last 2 seasons. So this is a third year in a row. Actually. Yeah, that's what I said. The last 21, 22, and 23. Okay. So the last 3 seasons they have been 6-7. So that's why we don't panic here at Locked On Astros. That's why we don't try to read too much into anything. But it also doesn't mean that we diminish the success of the players that are having success, right? I had a really good conversation with my friend Mark about Corey Julks, and there's Mauricio Dubon. Mauricio, I'm not talking about you yet, but yes, you, Mr. Julks. Okay, Eric, please stop. But when you have players like McCormick, Julks, and Dubon contributing to this offense, that's a good sign because you're missing Brantley and Altuve. Bregman has picked it up. I just absolutely love this team. And their OPS leaders, who is leading with OPS? Because I can tell you Dubon, Julks, and McCormick are all in there, but who tops the team, Eric?
Kyle Tucker right now with a 1051. Then you have Alvarez with 995. Chas McCormick, now that he's at the leadoff hitter, he's 870. Then your boy, Mauricio Dubon, who's taken out all the White Walkers, Nate, also known as the Texas Rangers. He has 839 OPS right now. Corey Julks is 727. Then you get to the cellar dwellers with Bregman 672, Pena 672, and Jose Abreu. I'm not gonna even say that number. Let's just say that.
It's just 666. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an anomaly. It's not going to mean anything. One more at bat, and that number is going to go up or down. So, it's funny, Eric. I saw some people complaining about Abreu, saying, "Oh, we should have kept Yuli. Like Yuli hit one home run," and they're like, "We should have kept him. Abreu's not producing." I'm like, he's literally hitting in every single game. Okay, he's not going to just come to the team and overtake the RBI lead from Tucker and Alvarez, who are absolutely crushing the ball right now. But it is a good sign that he's up there swinging the bat. He's hitting the ball. He's getting on base. The more you get on base, the more success chances you have.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just good to see Dubon just up on this list. And is he going to stay up there all season? Who knows? It doesn't matter. We just need him to stay hot while Altuve's on the IL. Then when Altuve comes back up in a couple months, then he might go to more of a reserve role. But the good thing is he has rediscovered his swing, like we talked about yesterday, and he feels confident. And that's something that I think when he was traded over to Houston Astros, he probably felt comfortable on this team, but he just didn't play enough to really just discover his stroke. And then also just with the help of a couple players this year, I mean, he just perfected it. So I think what you're seeing is a player finally coming into his own. I don't think he's going to come up and all of a sudden hit 30 home runs, but he's going to be one of those like, was the guy Gordon, the guy that would just steal a whole bunch of bases and not hitting home runs, that type of player. Just, I can't remember the guy's name, but so just that type of player who's somebody who could hit some home runs, but that's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to make good contact. And I know on the thumbnail I had that Dubon is taking on the entire Texas Rangers team because he's just been the hottest hitter. And it's really true, because where would the Astros be without Mauricio Dubon at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most home runs he's hit is like 5 in a season, and so he's not here to hit home runs. He's not even here to hit RBIs, but he has, and he's hit as high as 279. That was his best season in 2019, and so look at his average to probably come down a little bit. I don't think it's going to stay at 364, but at the same time, we need him to have this success. What?
You're such a negative Nancy. Come on.
No, I'm not. I'm being realistic. But Mauricio Dubon coming down from 364 to a 290 or a 280 is still not a bad Mauricio Dubon. I mean,
as long as he's not batting 210, 212.
I didn't say 210. I said 280. Or you just went negative Nancy and dropped.
I said as long as he's not doing that. I didn't say that.
I know, but I didn't. But you're saying what I said was negative. I didn't even go negative. I just said, look, water's going to find its level in every case. We know that where Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker are performing, they can actually do even better.
Right.
But why can't someone like Dubon have a year? Right. Why can't Corey Julks come in and have a year and contribute all season? This is the perfect ball club and the perfect environment to do that, because that's what they expect. They expect their players to do that. And that is right, Mr. Wynn. He does still only have one strikeout. And no, you are correct on that, because we checked that last game.
He's part of a dying breed. He's one of those players that makes contact. He doesn't swing for the fences. And that's what old school baseball players used to do.
Exactly. And look, this Silver Boot series is actually meaningful this year because the Rangers have started out decent.
They're in first place.
Yeah, they're in first place. Enjoy your April title, because it's not going to last. I really hope that the Astros win this series, because I really need the Astros to be on top of the Rangers at the end of this homestand.
Right.
Got 3 games against the Blue Jays after this. It's going to be tough. Those guys are hitting the ball. George Springer's hitting walk-off singles. Vlad Guerrero's getting around the bases. So that's going to be an exciting series here in Minute Maid Park. But this is a 6-game homestand, Rangers and Blue Jays. And the Astros have changed some rules.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a second. I actually knew about it by happenstance. I will talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly an insider thing. It
No.
was an overheard thing.
Yes, definitely something that was pretty awesome to just find out. But it's kind of situation where if you're in the right place, the right situation, the right thing just comes up. Just like if you have all these subscriptions and you just don't know what to do with them all, why don't you try Rocket Money? Rocket Money is just maybe like on my phone. I can't tell you how many subscriptions to different networks. Some of them I don't even watch anymore. And I'm like, how much money am I throwing away every month on that? Maybe I need to look into Rocket Money. So try it free for this 30 days. It's just enough time to try it. See if you like it. See if they could save you money. Most people think, oh, I'm only spending $80 on subscriptions. No, you're not. If you think about Netflix and all the other stuff you're spending, it's probably more closer to $200. And rising prices and everything's going up. But the Mickey Mouse channel is wanting to raise their prices as well. So you definitely want to look at doing this. And 80% of the people that have subscriptions that they totally even forgot they had, like gym memberships that some people have and they forgot that they had it. So why don't you go try it? Rocket Money. It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Stop throwing away your money. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb. Rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb. Am I supposed to say something? Hi, Brett.
No, what's up, man? So I want to tell the people about Game Time. Okay, since we've got home games going on, I want to give y'all a discount. I want to give y'all, if you go to Game Time and you use the promo code Locked On MLB, you get $20 off your first purchase. This app is phenomenal, and let me tell you why. It's great for last minute tickets. We literally got to see the Final Four, semifinals, last minute, and we paid about a fourth of what other people had paid 3 weeks prior. It's my favorite thing to do when it's stress-free, and thank you to Game Time, I'm able to do that. But it's not just sports. It's music, it's comedy, it's theater. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll celebrate with killer deals from Game Time. That's right. Check out their best price guarantee. You can stop stressing over it. I promise you, you have my word. Flash deals and last-minute tickets, easy to find, and buy tickets for every kind of event. Lowest price guaranteed, event cancellation protection as well, job loss protection. So they're looking out for you. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always have the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So get images of your seats before you buy. Know exactly what it's going to look like when you watch the Astros hit that walk-off home run from Yordan Alvarez. 2 taps and you're set. That's right. Tickets are sent directly to your phone, and you never, ever have to dig through your email. So download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
All right. So the Astros fans, they spent $28 million on alcohol last year. Congratulations, Astros fans. Not only are you broke, but you're drunks. Just kidding. But
wow.
I'm kidding.
Way to generalize our audience.
I'm kidding.
He's Eric
Heisman. Cowboys Nation actually spent a lot more. I think they spent 29. I've got it right here. So it's 36 million at Cowboy games. Hold on.
Well,
and Rangers fans, I'm so sorry. You can't even measure up to the Astros. Only $20 million on alcohol.
Yeah, because people don't want to. Well, you would think people would drink more with how bad they were last year. But look, here's the deal with that. I'm wondering how many El Tiempo margaritas that is. I think it's like 15. I mean, those things are so expensive. They're good, but they're a little pricey. No offense, whoever's got the price point thing, y'all got that down because you get them every time. People are like, hey, it's my third El Tiempo. How? Like, I have one.
I get one,
and
and
I'm
it's
done.
good. It's good.
Oh,
But
you've
I get
had
one.
more than one. I've seen it.
Well, yeah.
We have a Locked On Now to prove it. It's actually forever on the internet. But look, here's the deal. They did extend the sale of this alcohol, Eric, and about 40% of the ballpark concessions to the end of the game because they were losing sales. And so you have this interesting debate going on. Like, are they putting the fans in danger? Are they this? Are they that? And so I think there's a couple different ways to look at it. Okay. The people that go to games, and this is from beer drinkers themselves, and they know it's last call, 7th inning. What do? They buy like 3 or 4 beers so they can drink until the end of the game. And so hopefully those people that drink a lot have designated drivers, and we encourage y'all not to drink and drive, please. That is not a good thing. But I don't know that this changes people going out on the road and being more inebriated because they're selling to the end of the game because the game's shorter. I think people are going to do what they're going to do. They have got to be responsible because a lot of people go after the game and go drink somewhere else. So I don't know if it's like really an actual argument or debate to have, but you had to know that this was coming because their sales dropped, and it was going to drop their sales 30, 40 minutes extra. That's a lot of time to consume adult beverages.
Yes. So definitely 40%, like they're going to stop the vendors that go around to the seats, and they're going to stop that in the 7th inning. So the guy that says, get your beer, going to the seats, he ain't going to do that after the 7th inning. But there would be about 40% of the concession stands around the stadium where you can still get your alcohol. So that's until the 9th inning, or I don't know I kind of know what they're going to do at extra innings, but it doesn't really say in this article, so I'm not going to really say it. I just happened to overhear it while I was buying a drink one time.
You're literally instructing people how to properly drink alcohol until the end of the game. That is not what we're doing here.
No.
So please don't mishear what we're saying.
No, I'm not doing it. So they're just doing that the Astros, and not just Astros, but baseball games are so much shorter. They're like 26 minutes shorter than 2022. So unfortunately, they're losing money. And so this is a way of doing that. So I know there's Stram, I think from the Phillies, one of the players, he came out and said that this is just not good. It's for safety of fans. This is not a good idea. So I think as a fan, you should know at what time you need to stop drinking. So I think that it's up to them drinking responsibly. So I think MLB has never said, hey, Astros, you have to stop selling beer at the 7th inning stretch. That was something the Astros did. So now this is just something that the Astros are just saying, okay, well, let's try it and see what happens. But because a lot of fans do go to the clubs and the bars after the games anyway. So
the clubs, we go get turned up in the club after the game. That's officially not being turned up. What is happening to our show, Eric? Hey man, we are getting hot like Alex Bregman, dude. Look, let's talk about this. Alex Bregman, Chas McCormick, Mauricio Dubon, Corey Julks. I didn't once name Tucker or Alvarez in that, because although they are carrying, I think, a lot of the RBI, the other guys are getting on base. They're the ones that are making these runs and these RBI numbers go up. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, you had some really solid pitching performances in these last few games. And so you like to see that. You like to see when they get those wins, the Astros pitchers coming through. And look, when we gave y'all news last night about Forrest Whitley pitching, Dana Brown talked about Forrest Whitley, and he says if he can find a spot, he definitely will be up here at the major leagues. If a spot opens up, he'll be there. So I think they're even more confident this year than they were last year, because James Click talked about it. But this year he's actually performing, and he's performing without any pain, right? So I just love the fact that Zoomer talk. What is that? Are
we Zoomers?
Wait, what is a Zoomer?
I don't know. You're gonna have to explain that.
Yeah. Well, is that like a boomer and a Gen Z mixed up? Is that a Zoomer?
I guess so. I don't know.
Adam, man, you can't be throwing like high intellect terms at us without giving us a definition.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson, help us out with that.
So something I do want to kind of tease y'all with is everybody says the Astros pitching sucks and that it's so much better. It's so much worse than it was last year, but it's not. And the Rangers may be in first place, but their Astros are actually better than the Rangers in most of the stats. So we'll talk about that in a second. So this series should be definitely something to look at. And Dana Brown is a great GM. Maybe they could have brought him in sooner to make some more moves. But if you want to be a GM, Brett, where can they go practice their GMness?
Their GMness. That's a new word for me. Ultimate Pro Baseball GM.com. That's right, a 100% free boost. Use a promo code Locked On in the game shop. And let me tell you, this has been a fun game for me to play. It's helped me realize real quick that I just need to stay in my lane as a commentator, as a fan, as a podcast for the Houston Astros, because what Dana Brown and the big boys do is definitely next level. But you can still have fun with it, because if you make the right moves, you can have a franchise that you take all the way to the World Series. You have minor league players. You can draft. You can train your coaches. You can fire your coaches. You can let guys go. You can send guys down to the minors. And most of the time they're like, oh, hey, thanks, coach. I need some help with that. So it's great because you can navigate your franchise through all these ups and downs of this season. All this in a challenging, realistic game world. Ultimate Baseball GM is completely free, playable offline, play on the go, and as you want, when you want. Like I said, I've been fired a couple times, but look, I think I've learned a thing or two. I'm about to start another season, and I'm going to see if I can make it 4 seasons with having the same job and a laddered amount of success. So go to all the Locked On Astros listeners. You everydayers need to get your 100% free bonus for your franchise when you use the promo code Locked On in the game store. Make sure you check it out. Download the game. Just visit probaseballgm.com, scan the code, or look it up in the app stores. That's probaseballgm.com, Ultimate Baseball GM. Start your dynasty today. When I say scan the code and you're listening, you've got to watch, because we have a code that you can scan on the screen. Check it out today.
Alrighty, so I teased it before the break, and the Astros, a lot of people are saying, well, the Astros pitching sucks this year. It's not as good as it was last year. But actually, if you look at the team ERA, it's 6 in baseball right now with the 3.75 ERA. Sure, okay. I'm sure it was a little bit lower last year, but the Astros were 6 and 7 at the same time. They probably had their own struggles. It wasn't until like May the team just started clicking. I remember last year we were still waiting for Kyle Tucker to just kind of explode. And so I think that we're going to be fine. But if you're looking at why the Angels are in first place right now, their ERA is a little bit better than the Astros at 3.70. Now, if you look at the Rangers, it's at 3.95. Now, they were doing really good until Andrew Heaney had to go out there and start pitching, and then Jacob deGrom had that bad start. So as long as Andrew Heaney is not pitching and Jacob deGrom is not sucking, they've got some pretty good pitching. So the Astros.
I thought Heaney he's not having a good year.
No, he has 8-something ERA. I mean, he got lit up the first time, and I don't remember. I dropped him in fantasy baseball. I'm like, yeah, this is why I don't own Rangers pitchers. I mean, no matter how good they are.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that concerns me about game 1 Friday, Martin Perez, doesn't he have pretty good success against us? They have Jonathan Gray going on Saturday, and then Heaney, our guy who loves to give up a lot of runs. But I love that. Look, I think Garcia is going to have a great start Friday night. I'm calling it like big and bright Friday night is going to be Luis Garcia Friday night. They're giving away, I think, the Framber Valdez bobblehead Friday. Mm-hmm. They're giving away the Framber Valdez jersey on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm not sure what the promotion is. But Sunday is when you have.
I think it's sunglasses.
Right? Oh, I'm sorry. Saturday, Hunter Brown's pitching. Yes, Sunday is the Dusty Baker sunglasses, which would be cool.
It's sunglasses for a night game.
There you go. I like it because I'm wearing my sunglasses that night because we're cool like Dusty Baker. So Brown, so look, Garcia, I think, is going to have a good game. I think Brown is going to come out and deal again. And then I think you're going to see Framber Valdez, old Frams, come out there on Sunday with the blue alternate jerseys because they wore it on that day anyways. It's his favorite jersey. I like the Astros' chances. I know the Rangers are 7-5. I'm not disrespecting them, but you have Seager out. DeGrom's not pitching. They already are a man down with Odorizzi. He's not even there. So maybe we catch these guys fumbling a little bit, and we can get up there with them. If we win these 3 games, that means we will be 9-7. These guys, if they lose, they'll be 7-9. We'll clearly be in first place if the Angels slip up here or there over the weekend. Yeah. I'm more concerned about the Angels than the Rangers, though, in the long run, if I'm being honest.
Well, Corey Seager being out for a little bit is going to hurt them, but they have more offense, and I think their pitching has carried them a little bit so far. I mean, their offense is good, but I think that their pitching has kept them for the first time in a while. It seems like they have some actual starters. So that's something that you've been saying. Well, are you ever going to get any actual starters, the Rangers? I know that's something we've been talking about the Angels too. But last year, Garcia versus the Rangers in 1 game, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. They had a .217 batting average against him. So that's good. And Hunter Brown only made a handful of starts last year. I believe it was only 2. One of them was against the Texas Rangers. It was 6 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, no runs, and 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits, and opponents had a batting average of 150 in that game. And then Framber Valdez last year faced the Rangers quite a few times. In 5 games, he was 3-1 with a 156 ERA with 39 strikeouts in the 34 innings pitched, and he allowed a .214 batting average. So if you're looking at let's look at Luis Garcia first. Who's had success against Garcia? I guess Adolis Garcia is batting 605 at bats. Jonah Heim, is that his name? I think he's batting 400 against him. Ezekiel Duran is batting 502 at bats. That doesn't really count. But I do want to go to Martin Perez. Remember, Martin Perez is either really good or really bad against the Astros. But it's cloudy with the chance of Martin Maldonado getting hit. You know why? In his career versus Perez in 21 at bats, Martin Maldonado is batting .476 with 5 RBIs. And David Hensley is batting 1,003 at bats.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit smaller sample size. Martin Maldonado is to Martin Perez what Adolis Garcia is to Luis Garcia. I really hope that with as many at bats as these pitchers have against Perez, that we have a good game plan. The Astros coming into these last couple years, we've seen the league catch up. And I think early on, you see where teams have scouted the Astros very well. And I think part of the Twins having success against us when they did was Vasquez having the scouting report on these hitters, what they're looking for. And I remember Jeff Luhnow talking about this before he left, before everything came up. He's like, the league is going to catch up to us at some point. And so I think that this team, though, because of the veterans we have, they have the right mixture of players to stay ahead of these teams. And so I'm hoping for a really solid game plan. Maldonado more than likely gets that start. You wonder if Julks is going to be in there. He doesn't have any at-bats, him or Diaz. Diaz probably won't see the first game at all unless he comes in and pinch hits late. Salazar probably won't. But Tucker's had a fair amount of success. McCormick as well. And, I mean, look, Alvarez in 12 at-bats is 167, but with the way Alvarez is seeing the ball, I don't have any doubts that he will do well on Friday night. But speaking of lefties, I want to ask you, have you heard this? This is actually kind of interesting because I want to share this on the show. Did you know that they are working with Shohei Ohtani on throwing the ball left-handed, and they're designing for him a 6-finger glove right now so that he can switch on the mound to throw right and left-handed, and he can actually throw 92 left-handed. Did you know that?
Does he need more money or something?
I'm just saying they are literally working on that. They are in the pitching lab working on him throwing left-handed. They're designing a glove so he can wear it on both hands. I'm just saying he is one of the greatest players that I've ever played this game, and he's not going to last in LA for long. So the Angels better enjoy him while they have him, because that dude is gone after this season. I have no idea where he's going. But can you imagine if he comes into a game and strikes out a dude with his right arm throwing 100, then he strikes him out with his left arm throwing 92, and then he comes up to the plate and hits a home run? That's insane. That's why I'm more worried about the Angels than I am the Rangers. I think the Angels have been doing a better job pitching and hitting overall than the Rangers have. And as long as they stay healthy, they may be a third team that comes out of the West, you know?
Who's the other team?
Well, obviously it's the Mariners. The Mariners, or the Angels.
The Mariners aren't even in the picture at the moment.
Okay. Really? We're going to okay. Eric. Yes, the Mariners will be there the Mariners have a better chance than both the teams, both the Rangers and the Angels, to be in the playoffs. They just got a better team overall. They'll put their crap together eventually. They just haven't been playing good baseball, which doesn't hurt my heart at all. And dude, the Rays, 13-0. What is going on in Tampa? What's in the water?
They're playing for a better stadium. They're like,
whoa, what was that? You got interference. The Rays interfered with our broadcast.
Apparently so.
all the people in the retirement home in Tampa were like, we're going to show him.
Let me close all the ESPNs. Okay, cool. All right. So I think the Astros, I don't know if they'll sweep. They just won their first series, so sweeping may be a lot to ask. I'm just looking for 2 out of 3 against the Rangers, and if they do that, that'll be success. If they sweep them, great. But I think the Astros are playing much better baseball. They were even against game 2 versus the Pirates. Much better baseball. It just, unfortunately, the inning, 9th inning where you bring in a closer in a non-safe situation, that situation. But that's all we got for this game, this podcast. And anything else, Brett?
Oh no, I'm just excited that they're back home for 6 games. It's going to be fun. I'm going to get to see a lot of baseball in town for a really low price. So I thank the Astros for that. And hey, by the way, everydayers, we've got a box that's being delivered to my house this week full of goodies from the Houston Astros. Anita Segal sent me and Eric some things that they're going to, her and Daniel from the Astros, from the promotions department, have sent us stuff, and we're going to be doing some giveaways this year. So I want to thank the Astros for doing that, for making this show your first listen and being able to help us with giveaways. I think you guys will appreciate what we unbox. So we may do an unboxing and show y'all what's in there, and then we'll roll those out throughout the season.
All right. Well, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen. We will see you next week, and let's take care of the business. My name is Eric Huysman. He is Brett H-Town Wheelhouse, and we are the Locked On Astros podcast. And go Strokes. Yow!
The incredible jokes.